Hi everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic and amazing day. We're obviously taking a look here at Gala, helping you understand what the weekend might look like here. It's working perfectly within Fibonacci retracement levels and previous support levels. It's kind of working itself into a range, so we'll see if there's potential for it to break that range or if we might break down to, there's small wins is what we want to try to take, right, though. At this point, a breakout would be nice, but if it were to retrace, wouldn't be the worst thing ever to buy in at a lower price, right? So again, some awesome stuff here from Gala. Again, if you are new to the channel, just keep this in mind. I love to teach people to trade, and I've been trading and teaching for 17 years now. It's been an awesome experience. We've got a really, really cool large community here over at Discord. We take significant profits recently. Look at this, 1 month and 3 days, 160% from Litecoin. Now, some people may not want to brag about that because obviously it's not that quick, right? You didn't make that in a day. But hey, this is the market we're in right now. We got to survive. And the key takeaway here is that 20 days, we took 95%, and then 3 days, or almost 4 days, we took, right in the range of 95% as well. So there's a handful of different trades we've been taking profits on. But it's nice to see Bitcoin pulling its head out of its ass and doing fairly well, all things considered. But we've got an awesome community. Keep up the great work, everyone. Super, super proud of my members here. Just a quick look here. Alexandru, heck of a good job, buddy. Well done on some of those shorts there. And of course, look at this long from Austin J, 411% on a 20x. That's pretty significant. Same thing with Sunny too, really kicking it up a notch. You guys are getting really awesome, consistent, super, super proud of you. Again, if you're new to the channel, keep this in mind. I have a $10,000 prize pool with Bitget. I'm basically affiliated with them, and they offer phenomenal exchange in general, but to be able to qualify for this, it's really simple. You just got to use my link in the description below or send me your user ID, and I can add you to the list there, the roster. Got a profit and loss ratio, and of course, trading volume is ways to qualify. So super easy. Our next kickoff will be here in, I believe, roughly, we're shooting for sometime next week as a result. I'll send all the information to my community just so you know. You'll be fully informed before we do that. And once more, if you are using a VPN, of course, I recommend Express. You get 3 months free with a 12-month plan. You will need that if you decide you want to use leverage on any exchange. For the most part, that's pretty much a common characteristic or requirement if you're using any type of larger leverage. All right, so here's with Gala what's going on. First of all, market's looking pretty good. Gala's kind of drawing dead for the day. It's breaking even, but it's got a nice candlestick. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But just know that Bitcoin has had a phenomenal run, and it would make sense if Bitcoin were to retrace at least a little bit, and we see some kind of pullback. Okay, it'd be nice to see that just based on the simple fact that, there's a lot of reasons, but for the most part, I want to see how the market responds to Bitcoin correcting itself, and it's due for a correction, right? So if we see that, how's Gala going to respond? So let's find out and kind of see if we can find anything out here in that sense. Now, keep in mind we're still up over 70 on the RSI, well overextended. We are tapering off on a MACD here as well, losing that momentum. Even though today's been a good trading day, all things considered, it closed, or it's soon to close, if you will, at its open. It's done very, very decent here. And let's actually look at some smaller time frames here in a minute. I want to show you one thing though. The 200-day simple moving average is right there at about 4 cents. So 4 cents even is probably likely a very strong support level. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and draw the line out here just so we can have that for later. So we know specifically more so that is probably going to be a bouncing point if the Fibonacci retracement levels don't hold. Okay. Furthermore, we've got this previous resistance level and support. I've kind of talked about this in previous videos here before, but you can see how the price was retesting that level 1, 2, 3, 4 times, then it broke down below. Then it retested it as a resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and now it broke above that. So we can expect that to be a new support level. And then look at how awesome this is. Price comes back today, bounces off that level almost perfectly. So it's just really sweet to be able to see those kind of things happen pretty consistently. And look at how strong of a resistance level it was. Now it's a support. So the probability of the price going below 4.5 cents is fairly low, pending Bitcoin having a terrible day. Right? Again, we got to recognize that a lot of coins are fairly aligned with Bitcoin. Gala's a unique one because it did well before Bitcoin did well, and it retraced and kind of went sideways when Bitcoin's doing extremely well. And now that Bitcoin's kind of starting to taper off, you can see Gala's trying to increase. It's an interesting thing, but a lot of coins, there's a whole shift in paradigm shift when it comes to Bitcoin dominance going up and down at any given time. So what I'm getting at here is, Gala is still fairly independent of Bitcoin in a way, and that's a really positive sign. We can also see somewhat of a trend line here too, and it's kind of running concurrent with that 20-day simple moving average. kind of just showing us here that the price should continue higher to retest this level. And if you can see, we've retested this level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now a 6th time. So a breakout to the upside would make sense to break through that 5.1 cent mark. Okay. So Gala's got some really positive signs here. Let's see how the RSI looks. We still have room for growth there. That's fantastic. We've got a MACD converging. It's not fully there yet, but another 3 or 4 candles closing above the previous. We will see a breakthrough of that resistance level. So it does look like it's just a matter of time before 5.1 cents is broken, and that becomes a new support. Okay. Again, nice little channels here, probably working within. Keeps coming up and down. We keep establishing higher lows and higher highs. So higher highs and higher lows. So awesome stuff. Really like this here. The 4-hour time frame looks fantastic. More room for growth, honestly, too, which is good. Take a look quickly at the Ichimoku cloud. We can kind of see we're stuck within the cloud, but kind of also breaking above. This is a common characteristic where the price action goes up too soon, kind of has a type of pennant pattern, breaks down, and then it just bounces off the cloud. Okay, so it's a very strong likelihood that this continuation, this trend line should hold until it doesn't. And I know that sounds kind of crazy. I joke about this a lot in my videos. It's like, it's going to continue until it doesn't, right? How redundant is that? It's either going up or down. Well, in truth, trend lines are exactly that. They continue until they don't. And the fact that we bounced off this most recent level here, this previous resistance right here at about 4.1, correction, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's at 4.5. At 4.5, and the fact that we keep having these higher lows implies we're probably going to keep seeing this continuation until we start establishing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so until that trend breaks, we got to expect it to continue. That said, though, we're above the cloud here tentatively. This is not a reason to buy, but this is absolutely a positive sign. We can see the conversion line above the baseline too, giving us that momentum to the upside on the hourly, and the lagging span is almost free and clear of price action. So Gala does look like it wants to break out and shoot to the upside. We just probably should wait for confirmation to break through that level. I would recommend, a closure, waiting for a closure today above 5.1. That would give us the confirmation that we're looking for. So for me, let's just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here at 5.2. See if we get that alert and kind of reevaluate later if it gives me that notification. So I think there's a good chance we're going to see further upside, but once again, overextended, Bitcoin has a bad day. Coins like this are going to suffer. There's just no other way around it. All right, so that's kind of where we're at here for the moment. It's not amazing, but I love the 4-hour time frame showing us that transitionary time frame is more positive. The daily is not terrible. I just don't love the overextension here either. So it's honestly one of those things where we're getting some false positives in a lot of different time frames, kind of some conflicting information. But the short term is if we're to get a closure above 5.1, I think that would be a significant benefit and a good sign to go along, as long as Bitcoin continues to maintain its price point where it's at. That's really it. That's what it boils down to. So again, hopefully Bitcoin is going to continue to maintain it, at the level that it's at, 20,000, 21,000, and go higher from here. If so, we can expect a lot more growth from coins like this. All right, thanks again for joining me here. If you want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is the site, link down below. Look forward to working with you. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.